Well, it's a railroad risk that some want to keep away from your home. Critics believe one particular model of rail car involved in several train accidents across the country is flawed. Lawmakers liken it to the kind of train which left dozens dead in Quebec, and they're hoping the federal government puts the brakes on a possible disaster. Matt Markham has the story live from our Albany newsroom. Matt?
Hi there, Greg. It's a costly endeavor Senator Chuck Schumer says you and I won't have to pay for, but rail lines, oil companies will, especially since he says production of domestic fuel is on the way up and there are fewer places to transport it. That could mean bringing gas lines essentially straight through your neighborhood.
The increase will be gradual in the number of cars. Why not get a start on this safety measure now?
Nearly 70 cars carrying flammable fuel pass through the Port of Albany every day, and neighborhoods like this one in Menands. Stephen Harbour wonders why more oil isn't pumped through pipelines.
People would be less at risk for a catastrophic accident in the middle of the night with no escape from this neighborhood. We're absolutely trapped. There's no way out.
New York's senior senator shares his thoughts, looking to a catastrophe in Canada and a similar tanker bringing business to the capital region. Chuck Schumer says the DOT 111 is structurally unsafe and he wants them off the tracks for good.
The Port of Albany has already applied to the Department of Environmental Conservation to double the permitted amount of crude oil they could transport per year, up to over 700 million barrels a year.
He doesn't want the business switched to another line, but is asking for current cars to be retrofitted or phased out.
It's estimated that in 10 years we're going to import very little oil. Most of it's going to be domestically produced. That's a good thing. We're all for that. But that will mean the number of rail cars used will increase.
Albany is considering safety measures between government and first responders. At some of the first houses along the tracks to the north, some neighbors say accidents are just that and can happen anywhere, anytime. If there were different train cars on the tracks, would you sleep a little easier at night?
I sleep anyway. I don't have a problem.
Nevertheless, enough people do that the senator will be pressing the Federal Department of Transportation to devise a plan to phase out or update tanker cars that he says are out of date.
Matt, I know at 5 o'clock you said you're waiting to hear back from the American Association of Railroads. Did you? And if you did, what did they say?
Yeah, I did. Just about 20 minutes ago. They said it's not fair to call the DOT 111s dangerous, and over 2 million carloads of hazardous material were delivered safely, according to their records in 2012, and 99.997% of hazardous material carloads actually, they say, arrived at their destinations without incident. The association does, however, believe that if safer and better DOT 111s can be made, then it makes good sense to ensure that the design and standards of the cars are built to must be tougher than current federal standards. And the AAR issued more stringent standards, it says, for train cars in 2011. Another note that should be mentioned, railroads don't actually own tank cars. They're owned or leased by shippers, but the railroads do, according to them, all they can to ensure safety, Greg.
All right, Matt Markham reporting live from Albany. Thank you very much, Matt. Dory?